Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.
Welcome back to another beer review. This is a re-review. I don't re-review a lot of beers, but my buddy Brendan ended up sending me a can, now that it's in proper canware, of sap from Treehouse Brewing. This was beer review number 100, I think, for me. And shoot, was it 100? I think it was. So I reviewed this beer over 2 years ago, I think. 7% IPA from Treehouse. I love this red can. I remember the can of sap that I reviewed, it used to have the green label, and I think they switched it to red because green is obviously a green can, so you can't have a green can of sap. But this can is amazing. I'm a fan of all these Treehouse beers that are finally getting like their own cans. It's really, really cool. So this was canned on, the dating machine is all messed up on this, but this was canned on Tom Brady's birthday. It was August 3rd, so we are right at a month old. And it's cool because I don't feel like they talk about like hops on their cans when they brew their beers, and this says it's Treehouse Brewing's Chinook and Simcoe hop-filled American IPA. A lot of people have said this beer's changed. When I reviewed it, I remember it being pretty like West Coasty, but I think at that point I'd only had green, so it was so different from green. But wanted to re-review this, especially since Brendan was kind enough to send a can. I feel like sap does not get the love that it deserves, and I don't know why people aren't fans. It's really, really weird to me. I love this beer, and I feel like when it gets announced, it sticks around for a while. And there's always people who are like, oh, I'm not a fan of sap, not a fan of sap. I don't know if it's because it's got old school hops in it, and the New Money Haze bros aren't into that. I'm not sure, but that pours a beautiful, like, pineapple juice color, a finger and a half of just super fluffy, bright white head. It looks awesome in that proper glassware. So I don't remember what I gave this. I think I rated this at 99 back when I had it. Somewhere around there. It wasn't 100. I think it was like 98 or 99. So let's go and shove our nose in it. Yeah, it's got like this. It's very fruity, but it still has this killer like piney, grassy thing that I just love. It reminds me of a West Coast IPA. But it's like, there's mango and there's papaya. I will say, I mean, this can of sap, and I have heard, just from reading things on the internets, I think they're still kind of dialing in their new system that they have in Charlton. People have been saying their beers are a little bit different. I think that might be the case, because this isn't like explosive by any means. And I remember, I mean, when you drink a Treehouse beer, you know you're drinking a Treehouse beer. Like, it's insanely aromatic, it's insanely flavorful. This one, it's just super soft. But I love like that kind of piney, earthy thing that it's got underneath. There's little bugs everywhere today. Underneath all like that fruity sort of like papaya mango thing. So let's go ahead and taste it, Brendan. Cheers. This red can is so rad. I was gonna save this for Thursday, since the Patriots play Thursday night, which, by the way, I need to upload a video calling out my man Nathan Ryerson. We gotta do a beer bet. Yeah, so this can of sap reminds me of the first can of sap that I had. There is this awesome resinous, piney earthiness that's on the finish of that's killer. Like, when you think sap, you think, I mean, I think like trees, right? Like tree sap. You think like that piney, kind of woody, earthy thing. That's what that is on the finish. There is like that kind of papaya mango thing up front. Mouthfeel is awesome. It's like that medium full mouthfeel. But yeah, there's this killer, dank, green, earthy, I mean, piney, think like hop resin. It's on the finish of that. It's pithy too. I can see why like people who are in love with juice bombs aren't like the biggest fans of this beer. This is like an old school beer. It's that old school kind of, it's dank and resinous and earthy. It's weird too, not weird, but it's awesome because you get those tropical fruit notes up front, and then as it goes across your tongue, it's like that piney, earthy awesomeness. This beer's so good. This beer deserves a lot more love than it gets. I really, really like this. Yeah, Sap's fantastic. I'm a fan. It's just like people say about Bright. There's a lot of people who don't like Bright, and I think that's more of a West Coast style beer too. There's just these dudes who are just into all these juice bombs of beers. You need to appreciate these beers. Like that, this is what beer was 10 years ago. I think that's what it is. I think it's just people who are getting into craft beer now that are having these ridiculously juicy beers. Like, they don't remember the struggle that it was. It just, everything was just super over the top, resinous, blow your palate out of your head. So when they have beers like this, they're just like, nope, don't like it. This is killer though. I mean, it's world class still, like 96, 97, awesome stuff. So, Brendan, I appreciate you sharing this proper canware, because that can is fire. So that's Sap. If you guys have had it, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And if you guys have noticed, do you guys think Treehouse is kind of, their beers a little different now as they try and like figure out what they're doing on this? They're brewing thousands of cases of beer, which is insane. Like, they went from, 400 and 450 cases to now over like 1,100 cases of beer. Like, there's got to be some growing pains, right? I think so. But yeah, let's talk about Sap. If you're a fan, leave a comment below. Thanks as always to all of you guys who are watching, and I'll see you guys very soon. Cheers.
Ever since I was younger, I was into video games.
Somebody like the Fuse so I can bring bad news to all these crews who can't NBA jam with the shoe.